Yo, what's up, boys? I'm just about to hit the gym and I just had my pre-workout. And when I am doing my pre-workout meal, I usually like to watch some video, and I just watch a video of some guy, some super rich guy buying his first Rolls Royce at like 24. And then I, watch a couple other YouTube videos of some guys, buying their first supercar for like $500,000 at 21 and 22. And you probably see nowadays people at a super young age, like 20, 21 to 23, like literally making millions and buying mansions, paying like $30,000-$40,000 a month for rents, like having supercars, and not even one, like I'm talking like 3, 4, 5 supercars. You're probably wondering how the fuck is that possible? Like, let's say I'm in around my 20s or I'm 30 and I'm not even like close to even buying one, and these guys have like 5 supercars and a big mansion in this country and another big mansion in this country, and they're like 23. 90% of these people are actually also self-made. They come from absolute nothing. They didn't have rich parents. Like a year ago, I was watching these videos. I was just wondering, how is this fucking possible? And now when I move here in Bangkok, it's like a place where a lot of people who are more successful are kind of finding out that Thailand is such a good place which attracts like successful people, especially more like young people. I've been around a lot of guys like that who are in their 20s, early 20s, who make a lot of money. And when you're around them, you can actually see that all of that doesn't really happen that fast as it looks like. You probably see someone who is like 22, 3, like super rich again on YouTube, doing some vlog, like flexing cars and mansions and stuff like that, and you think everything happens super fast. But I can tell you, from like me being around these people and just watching it kind of with me as well, on average it takes around 5 or 6 years of like personal development work, complete like grinding modes, working 24/7 on yourself, your knowledge, your business, your skills. On average, again, 5 to 6 years. So when you see like someone who is like 21, 22, you're like, oh, how is this possible? Like probably took him like a couple of months or like 1 year, which is not the case. Most of these guys, they started personal development. I'm talking like maybe they haven't started their business, but they started like training, going to the gym, taking care of themselves, like reading books, like looking for knowledge, building their skill set, their networks, their connections, trying businesses, failing, trying business and failing. They started around like 15, 16, and they now been doing it for 5, 6, 7 years. And now they're finally in their last year, they became rich. And you see that happens in like 1 year, and then you're like, okay, so maybe it takes 1 year, and you're like, let's say in your 20s or 30s, or doesn't matter, you try something for 1 year, it doesn't happen, and you're like, okay, that's not for me, and you give up. Even though these people, even though they're super young, they still have kind of a lot of experience in their back. Like again, on average, I would say 5 to 6 years of complete grinding. It means you don't go out, you don't party, you don't even like spend time with your parents. Even not spending some time with your parents now, but you can spend way more time and way more quality time later on. So you need to make that sacrifice with friends, with family, with people you love, not going out, not having that much fun for a couple of years. And also very important stuff is not working your normal job. For most of you who are already in your 20s, 30s, even, you have to work your job and you're busy 8 hours, and you meet your parents, you meet your friends, you do that, so you don't have that much time. So even if you try any business right now, it's way harder for you, because again, on average, it takes around 5 to 6 years of personal development. But when you start super young, when you start 15, you don't have anything to do. You just play video games all day and that's it. So when you start at 15, you have this 5, 6, 7 years window where you don't need to work. You can just fully 24/7 just sleep 8 hours and work on yourself, your business, your skills, trying new things. And I would actually argue it's way easier to do that when you're super young, 15, 16, than when you're in your mid 20s, 30s, because it takes the same time. It takes 5 years of super hard work, super, just grinding personal development. And it doesn't matter if these years are at 15 to 21 to 3, or from 21 to 3 to 27 8, or from 30 to 35. It still takes the same time, but the main difference here is it's way harder to get these 5 years, because you're not gonna make probably any money in the first 3. In the 4th year, you're gonna start making some money, and then in the 5th and 6th, you're gonna become rich, and everyone's gonna think it's okay, it was like a 1 year stuff, super fast success. But again, it takes way more, because I've been around all these people and they started way earlier than most of you think. Even though they're like super rich at 22, they started literally at like 13. They have like 8-9 years of experience of every day waking up and just, you know, grinding. So all these videos on YouTube of these rich people made it look like it's way more easier than it actually is. And I'm not telling you it's hard, but it just takes way more time. And when you see someone at 22, you think, okay, it doesn't take that much time because he's super young. So let me try it for 6 months, for 1 year, for 2 years, and then nothing happened, and then you give up and you think, okay, that's not for me. But actually the case is, all these people, you see, they spend way more time than 2 years. And when you're super young, again, you have the chance of spending 5 years and not making any money. You can live with your parents, you have barely no expenses when you're 15, 16. And until you're 22, 3, you can literally grind for 5 years, don't see any results for super long time, but still keep doing it. And when you're in your, you know, late 20s, 30s, you don't have the chance of, you know, improving yourself, your skills, your business, your fitness for like 5 years without making any money, because reading books doesn't make you money, trading to the gym doesn't make you money, you know, starting your business doesn't make you money for the first years, improving whatever you're doing doesn't make you any money for years when you start. It all compounds and it all like stack on each other, and after years just they make you a lot of money, but at the beginning they just don't. So you have this window of 3 to 5 years where you don't make that much money. And if you're again in your late 20s, 30s, it's not possible for you, because you need to pay your bills, you need to pay your rent, and there's no way you can just stop working and just fully focus on yourself. And again, it's not just your job, it's also going out, spending time with friends. You need to cut everything: family, partying, drugs, alcohol. You need to cut completely everything for like 5 years. And when you're 15, 16, it's super easy to cut everything, because you kind of, that's your life. You haven't went into partying, you haven't went into drugs, girls, dating. You don't even went to that stuff. So the only things you need to cut, you don't even have a job, is you just need to cut some time spending with your family and friends, and you just fully focus on yourself for 5-6 years. And when you're in your early 20s, you're now already rich, and everyone thinks it was like a wow, something like overnight success, but it was really not. So I would give you advice, if you're a young guy, start now, because that's the easiest time. It's not the hardest. If you think, okay, I don't have money now, or I live with my parents now, or I do that now, or maybe I go to school now, I'll wait later on to start my journey. Don't do that. It's the biggest mistake. Like the younger you are, the easiest is to start, because you have way less responsibilities. And the older you get more and more responsibilities. At some point you have so much that you can't even do it. So, or it's way harder. So if you're a young guy, start now, start tomorrow, as young as you can. The earlier you start to go through this 5-6 years of period of trying every day, improving every day, not seeing results, you just need this 5-year window. And that's on average how much time it takes, from my personal experience seeing all these people around me. So if you're in your 30s, you already have a job, try to, you know, save up some money and cut out the distractions, and you have all that other free time to completely spend on yourself. And you need 5 years. So it's gonna be a little bit harder for you, because you have more responsibilities, you need bills to pay, so you can't just fully focus on yourself. But at some point, maybe in the 2nd year, in the 3rd year, you're gonna start making some money from your business, and you can leave your job, and then you can fully focus on yourself again for a couple more years. And after 5-6 years, you're gonna be there. But again, it's just way better when you see all these people at 22, 3, you're like, how the fuck did that happen? But they started just at 15, 16. So it wasn't it's not like, wow, if you think about it, if you have to leave your normal job now, and if you don't party, if you don't go out, if you don't go on dating, if you don't spend time with your family, your friends, you just wake up, you don't have any job 9 to 5 to go work. And if you have to just wake up every day, work on yourself, your fitness, your knowledge, your business for 5 years, if you think about it, there's no way you don't actually go somewhere, you don't become successful. It's not that hard if you have that 5 years window, and you have it when you're 15, when you're 16, you actually have it. So if you're young, start now, start tomorrow, as soon as you can. And if you're older, you still have the chance. You just need to cut out other distractions, save up money, and yeah, as soon as you start making as much as you make or a little bit less from your normal job, leave that job, forget about it, and go full in. So that's for today's video, guys. Now I'm gonna go hit the gym. A little bit late workout today. It's 6 p.m. already night here in Bangkok. Daily non-negotiable goals for today. That's super easy. Like, again, like if you have the opportunity to wake up every day, do your goals for today, and don't go to bed until you finish all of your daily goals, and you do that for 5 years, you maybe not gonna see much results in the first 3, you're gonna start seeing in the 4th. But if you do that for 5 years, I can guarantee you, you're gonna get there and not gonna wonder anymore how these people do it. So that's for today's video, guys. See you in the next videos pretty soon. Peace!